Hi, in the previous video I've shown how to checkmate with the rook against the king, but the video was in a relatively simple situation. In this video I'm going to show how to checkmate against the king in a more difficult settings where the king is not where the king cannot be cut off entirely from the beginning of the game, like the position on the screen. It's a bit more realistic scenario and a bit more difficult. This checkmate is very important to know to any chess player, I believe. So, in case you are not sure how to checkmate with the rook, continue watching. This is a situation, and the black skin is in the middle of the board. There are a lot of ways to proceed. I prefer to make this move king e3. Basically, I approach the king to the opponent's king, and I either give a check or I cut the squares off for the king. Black has several moves. Black can go to any square that is highlighted currently. Black prefers to play king d5 for the sake of example, which seems like the most resilient move. There are several things that white can do, but there is a standard maneuver, and this standard maneuver is playing rook g5, and white gives a check. Now, if black plays king c4, you can play something like rook h5. You kind of wait, and now black's king is cut, so you cannot go to any square other than the highlighted squares. And if black plays king c3, then there is a check, rook c5, and white cuts off all the squares on the c file. So I remind what we've done. We gave a check, rook g5, king went aside, and then we wanted to give we wanted it to be a black's move, so we just did a move that helps us. We wanted kind of to lose time, because if it was a black's move, it would be better for white. So white's purpose is to transfer the move with some innocent move that doesn't mess things up. It could be rook h5, it could be rook f5, it could be rook e5. We played rook h5, king c3 followed, and now check, rook c5 follows, and rook c5 follows, and the king is more cut off the squares on c file, and the king also cannot approach. The king also cannot approach white's king, because it's impossible by the rules. King b4, king d4. We make our king closer. Black can play. Black's king is already cut in this box. You see that there is like a box cutting the black's king. Black should play king b3, and here again there are several ways to proceed. We can just continue cutting operation. We can play rook c4, and we kind of cut the black skin even more. The black skin is inside the box, and the box gets smaller. There was another way to proceed, but this cutting is important. You cut a king into a box that is even smaller, and now black has to move. Black can play king b2, and we again can do the same thing. We again can cut the box to an even smaller size with rook c3. So now black's king is inside this very small box of 4 squares, and black has to play something like there are 3 moves for black to play, and one of them king b1. And now we approach the king to any side that's not important. King c4, king b2, king b4, and If now black plays king b1, we play king b3 and king a1, rook c1, checkmate. If black plays king a2, we give check, rook c2, king a1, king b3, king b1. And this is an interesting situation. Now if it was black's move, now white cannot checkmate with rook c1 because c1 is controlled. So rook c1, king c1, draw. So white wants to transfer the move. This is an important concept of trying to transfer the move to the opposing side. So we want this to be a black's move. So white has to make some innocent move that will help white. And this is a move like on any move on c5 reaches this target. White plays rook c8. There is only one move for black, and black cannot skip a move. Skipping a move is illegal. So king h8 and rook c1, checkmate. And again, any move. This is like a move transferal operation. Any move on the c file, like rook c7, rook c6, we make this a situation. We turn this into a situation where black has to move, and there is only one move for black to do. That is going to the corner, king a1, and then a checkmate follows with rook c1. This is how we checkmate with the rook. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.